Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alan and Lauri in the Morning. We are here with our guest, Ms. Dawn Bauman. She is the SVP of the National Alliance for Community Association Institute, specifically the Government Affairs Department. And welcome. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This is great. I love it.
I love it too. This has been an interesting event in terms of the amount of people and from where they've come from. Much different than the local chapter.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have, we have almost 40,000 members in Community Associations Institute. What I love about the organization is we have everyone under one umbrella. Everybody, all of the stakeholders talking to each other. We're able to really, I work with public policy, we're able to really vet our public policy to make sure that it helps every one of those stakeholders in the community association housing model. It's pretty cool.
That is cool. That is cool. We appreciate it. How long have you been with the national chapter?
I have been with CAI since 1996 and with the national organization since 2002.
And
a long time.
Prior to that, you do have a significant background in
nonprofit.
Nonprofit.
Right. I worked for the American Cancer Society. I was executive director of the ALS Association in Arizona, and a variety of other nonprofit organizations.
Very good.
It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy my work.
And you're a Terp.
And I'm a Terp.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, my husband's a Terp.
I'll give you one of these. Oh, he is.
Very
good.
Yeah.
Very good. Where do you call home? Are you local or are you?
I'm in Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, all right.
Probably the greatest place on earth.
It is.
It is. So I'm close to home.
Rome.
Close to my son and my husband. I got to see him last night and the night before, which is kind of fun.
Nice. All right, so let's get down to the good stuff. I hear that we had a pretty good turnout yesterday for the march.
For our Advocacy Summit. It was amazing. We had 110 people participating in over 130 meetings with members of Congress. It was very exciting. We were advocating on 3 different topics: flood insurance, the National Flood Insurance Program, FHA condo certification, and disaster recovery. We have a bill that Representative Sanford from South Carolina introduced that helps community associations in the recovery process of a presidentially declared disaster. So we're pushing that bill. That's probably the bill that is most important to us right now on the federal level. But the federal level, we have very limited activity on the federal level. That sounds like a lot, and it is, but the bulk of our public policy issues is on the state level. There's a state framework for how to develop, govern, and manage community associations, and every state
I imagine we need a national resource to sort of understand what our other states do to try and incorporate or make change for the better in the individual state, right?
Thanks for saying that. We have public policies, about 50 public policies on issues ranging from like electric vehicle charging stations to taxes and community associations, environmental issues that guide our state legislative groups.
Very good. This isn't a plug for us because I always keep it about our audience, but there's issues with insurance requirements in terms of the liability assumed by the unit owner versus the association. And being right here on the Potomac, we're a mile from 3 different states with ridiculously different laws.
Totally different.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. The 3 topics that you did talk about are very interesting. And Tom and I went off on this nerdy tangent yesterday, not about the legislative action, but you just tell when people are passionate about what they want. Tell us a little bit more about the flood work.
Sure. So the National Flood Insurance Program is a program that is an insurance-based program that affects homes that are along the coastal areas. And the problem right now with the National Flood Insurance Program, other than the fact that it's in a huge deficit and there are problems with mapping and things like that, the real problem right now is it's going to expire in July.
The uncertainty. Absolutely.
It's going to expire in July. And Congress needs to, the House has passed a bill, the Senate needs to step up and pass a bill to reauthorize the National Flood Insurance Program
for
multiple years.
Jeez.
I think this is, you are an amazing advocate.
And this seems to be happening happening a lot in recent years.
It's kicking the can down the road.
It is no long-term solution, so to speak.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Well, we let it get out of hand to the point where, you know, it's like if the private market, because we know a little bit about the private market side, it's like that they're going to have to discriminate.
Right.
In other words, if the private market gets involved, they're going to make it cheaper for the people that don't need it, and it's going to be a heck of a lot more expensive for the people that really need it.
Though I do think that the federal government is going to look to private
They should be
insurers
subsidizing that to an extent.
to be getting more active
Absolutely.
in the flood insurance. The community association housing model is growing so tremendously. In 1970, you may have said this, there were 10,000 community associations. Now there are 380,000 community associations. And we are about 21% of the market of the housing stock. And we expect in the year 2040 that we're going to be about 50% of the housing stock.
Wow.
So just think of the laws that are going to come into play when you have nearly half the population living in condominiums or homeowners associations.
They're certainly going to, at the very least, have to figure out the whole deductible.
Yeah.
Right? Who's paying the deductible?
Yeah.
And does everyone need an HO6 policy or not?
Very good. Thank you, Dawn, for coming here,
thank you
even
so
though they're
much.
tearing down the walls behind us.
Literally.
But, you know, when you're as important and, you know, as active as you are, we understand. So,
Thank you so much. It's
And
really a pleasure being
look
here.
forward to
Thanks
working
for
with you in the
having me.
future.
Thank
you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Take care, everybody. I like your hat, Lauri.
Thank you.
By the way.
I love that hat.
You know, we
I
missed
couldn't
you
pull it off.
yesterday.
I totally couldn't pull that off.
Tom just totally.
I was at my annual meeting for my condo association, so
Look at that.
you know, I have an excuse.
Are you treasurer?
I was the board secretary, so got to.
Well, thank you, and thank you. I'm sure
Thank
that
you.
the residents don't thank you regularly.
Practice what we preach.
So I will thank you.